On the 12th January 2015, Andrew Lwanga, a former journalist and cinematographer at the now defunct WBS TV, was assigned to cover a story about an ongoing protest in the Central Business District. We reached out to Andrew and he narrated how this fateful day almost made him quit journalism.
On 12th of Jan 2015, I was assigned to cover a story of unemployed youth, and that's the day I cast. But when I reached work, I was assigned to go and cover a story of unemployed youth. Things happened to turn out differently. In the situation we are in, we were arrested. My friends had to intervene to have me rescued.
What followed was a period of anguish, both physically and financially.
I was crippled for some time. I was in a wheelchair. I got a damage that needed me to do a spinal surgery. I ended up going to South Africa. I did an operation on my spine. My operation costed me about $50,000, which money I didn't have. So there are a number of them. There is some Italian guys, Solid, and there is National Coalition for Human Rights Defenders, CPJ, HRNJ, Amnesty International.
As if that wasn't enough, he continued to receive threats and physical attacks.
People kept on attacking me. I remember on 2 occasions I survived being assassinated. Someone came in police uniform, then started spraying our car with pepper spray. I was being followed by 2 men who were riding on a motorbike. What I believed, I saw a gun.
With all this in mind, he did not give up his beloved profession, journalism.
That gave me also courage to continue with the profession. And that's why I bounced back.
Problems like that have forced journalists to come up with different remedies, as Lwanga shares.
We said, guys, what can we do? How do we start? So one of my colleagues and friend Ariasa Muchibi, he said, why don't we create a group, a WhatsApp group? And what we agreed is that, guys, if any of you has a problem, if any of you or you know any one of us who's been caught up in any problem, just drop it here. Say, oh my goodness, so-and-so has been arrested or so-and-so has been done that. And then we'll all make noise as a fraternity.
On top of that, some organizations have come on board to help end human rights violations against journalists.
As a human rights lawyer and as a human rights organization, there are several journalists we have represented in court. We have challenged media laws that we think impinge on the rights of journalists. We are part of the legal team that is now challenging the tax on social media because we think it impacts on the practice of the profession of journalist. We have challenged restrictions on cyber laws. So journalists must, 1, know their rights, 2, not wait for other lawyers or other people to come and defend them. They must themselves begin to defend their rights. Claim it and defend it. If you do not know your rights, your employer will abuse you, the state will abuse you, the police will abuse you, anybody will abuse you.
Besides Chapter 4, there are other organizations doing a similar job, such as the Human Rights Network for Journalists. Robert Sempala, the executive director, has been spearheading this struggle for the last 13 years.
Sometimes whether to go and negotiate the perpetrators in case our journalists are involved. Sometimes if journalists are the victims, see how we pursue a justice through the courts of law. We also engage the employers, the managers, the editors, so that we have a broad influence of events. But most importantly, we're looking at judicial justice.
Dr. Samuel Kaziwe, a scholar and media practitioner, says that efforts to end this brutality have been undermined by what he calls a legally oppressive regime.
We have an oppressive legal regime. The state must understand that a vibrant press serves everyone. It is for the good of everyone. People who study human rights will tell you that of all the rights that exist, freedom of speech and expression is the most important.
With all that said, the question is, will this brutality on the journalists end?